Welcome to Steel City News and welcome to our second ever episode of Tomlin Talk, where we take the Coach Tomlin press conference and we discuss a little bit about what transpired and what we believe Coach Tomlin is trying to say there. Coach Tomlin had a lot to say, and from the comments, it seems like there is some confusion as to what is going on with this Pittsburgh Steelers team. So I hope that I can maybe clarify that a little bit more. There's a lot of commenting about Coach Tomlin and Matt Canada and blaming them for the way this team is. I'm here to tell you that at this point in time, that is not what's happening. What's happening is that the players that are on the field with numbers on their jerseys and names on the back of their shirts are the ones who are making these plays. They're the ones who, when a play is called, need to go into action and make that play work. And right now, that is not happening consistently. And the players on the team know this. We've heard them even say that they need to execute the plays better. And Coach Tomlin even mentioned executing the plays is something that is ongoing. He said he's going to be talking about executing the plays all the way until the last week of the season. And then beyond that, executing the plays is key to everything. You have to be able to execute these plays that are there to open up the playbook and have more opportunities. And that is where this team is working to be. And they work every day at practice on these things. And that is very important because there's a lot of talk about the play calling. Well, there's this and that. And Coach Tomlin even addressed this, that both teams do know and have some kind of expectation what plays will be run. Because you have to realize that both teams are studying game film leading up to this matchup. And at this point in the season, they have a lot of game film to review. So they will have a general idea as to what plays are out there and what plays will potentially be run. And it's up to the players on the field to either stop the play from happening or to make that play happen, to be the better athlete, to have the better skills. And from what I'm getting from Coach Tomlin with this press conference, that's what he's saying. And there's nothing wrong with this. He's not frustrated by it. He was even asked that. It's not frustrating. It's just execution of the plays. And he knows that this team is developing and getting better. And he told us that he's happy with what he's seeing with Kenny Pickett within his development. He even said at the Combine, he never even watched what Kenny Pickett was doing pretty much because he already knew everything he needed to know about Kenny Pickett. And he's happy with the way Kenny Pickett is developing. Now, it may not be where everyone wants him to be right now from the outside of the organization, because from the outside of the organization, you watch a game, you want to see the Pittsburgh Steelers win. But the Pittsburgh Steelers need to develop this team. This team needs to come together. They need to keep working in sync. And I know I've said that many times before, but that has to happen. This team needs to become a family unit. They have to become that family where they work so well together. And we've seen that with other teams that won championships in this organization. But to get there, it doesn't happen overnight. They need to be on the journey together, the journey to get there. And being within that journey and experiencing that journey together, the win is so much more fulfilling. And it is for everyone. I mean, fans in general as well. When you're there for the journey and you're supporting this team to get there, that win is going to feel so much better. But this is all part of the game. And you've seen the Pittsburgh Steelers over the years. There are time periods where the Pittsburgh Steelers are trying to put together that next championship team. And that doesn't happen overnight. It's not an easy process. It's not a quick process. Every player on this current team will not be on that championship team. Some players will. But this is a time to try to figure out who that will be, who can be developed to that point, who is going to really click together and make things happen. And we did see a lot of good things in the game on Sunday. That first half, the Pittsburgh Steelers did wonderfully. I do believe in the second half that they were figured out a bit and they were minimized, and they did make a lot of mistakes. Penalties. Wow, when you have over 20 plus yards to get your first down and you're on a third down, that's really a rough situation. I mean, TJ Watt practically handed the offense something amazing, and they didn't take advantage of it. They were not able to, because sometimes you just have a team that's outplaying you. Sometimes there's a team that's just better because they've had more time together. Their quarterback has more experience. Kenny Pickett's a rookie quarterback. We all know that. The Bengals, they don't exactly have a rookie quarterback. So their offense is a much better offense in that way. And they did figure some things out. The defense figured things out. The offense figured things out. It's not going to be like that forever. The Pittsburgh Steelers will get to that point, but it takes time. And you can tell Coach Tomlin is not frustrated at all by this. And that's why all of the calls for, Matt Canada this, Coach Tomlin that. Come on. There's a lot more going on here. And people have even left comments. They're like, well, why are you apologizing for Coach Tomlin? I'm not apologizing for Coach Tomlin. I'm just seeing things as they are. And there's a lot that has to happen with this team, individually with players, developing their skills, their abilities further to execute these plays, and working as a collective to make those plays happen. And that takes time. These players are doing a great job at that. They're developing. They are all getting better as we move forward. You're seeing improvements in all areas every single game recently. That tells me that the Pittsburgh Steelers are on the right track. Now, what will this game against the Colts bring? Well, we're going to have to wait and see and find out. But I can tell you this, that the Pittsburgh Steelers are working very hard this week to correct the mistakes from last week. And one of those, of course, are the penalties. Penalties in that second half did a lot of damage. Can't have penalties like that. Now, Deontay Johnson was brought up and discussed. Deontay Johnson did not get as many opportunities, was not making as many plays as many expected. Coach Tomlin did talk about that, and he told us that the opposing defense basically knows and expects that Deontay Johnson can make plays if you let him. So they were able to minimize him, but that does open up opportunities for other guys to play. So we're going to have to see, as other guys develop and they become playmakers, then that can open things up for Deontay Johnson. But until that happens, we're not going to see as much of that. Now, Najee Harris, did a lot of good things in this game. He had another game, some good rushing yards, nothing off the charts, but it was definitely an improvement. Now, losing Jaylen Warren in the beginning of the game, I do believe made an impact in this game that was not a positive one, because having Jaylen Warren in there and being able to go back and forth between him and Najee Harris definitely throws the defense a curveball. And we didn't have that through most of this game. And if Jaylen Warren was in there in the second half, is it possible that we may have seen a different outcome? It's amazing how one player can make so much of an impact on a game. We saw what TJ Watt could do. That interception was just out of this world. The reaction time to grab that ball was so small and so minimal. And he was able to do it. I mean, that's TJ Watt. He's a player that has a huge impact in these games. So looking forward to seeing some good things up against the Colts coming up this week. Remember, if you want up-to-date Pittsburgh Steelers news, information, talk, and analysis, you can subscribe right here to our YouTube channel. We really appreciate it. It definitely means a lot to us. And remember, leave comments if you have comments, questions. Even if you completely disagree with me, we love all the comments. You don't have to agree with us. That's the part of the fun of the game. I mean, you need to discuss things. You need to, speak your mind of what you really feel. And I'm just giving you what I am seeing with this team, and you may have different opinions, and your opinions are valid as well. So definitely leave us some comments. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Even if you disagree with me, you can still, enjoy the discussion and like the discussion. And remember to hit that bell if you want notifications. Thanks for watching.